evening, everyone. Blessed Sunday. I trust that everyone is okay. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you are hearing me. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 159. I trust that everybody has finished cooking, had dinner, and ready for us to teach about some things we have to jam down. Jam rock, Jamaica land we love. Land of Food and Water, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, Vibes Cartel, Shelly and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, some whole heap more people. You understand what I say? Peace, big up on yourself. We there, yeah, mama and papa. You know what thing, big up the people, them look more, but blessings to the persons who would have been interacting in the chat before the stream started. Really and truly appreciate that. You understand? On Sunday evening, we try to get the thing quick and fast and up and running on a Sunday evening and be done with it quick and fast. Because plantation settings in our Maros. See? Let me fix up a little thing. Yes, sir. Boom. I'm in that piece. I'm going to sort out that thing. Yes, then extra class 159. Then I need Rocky Mead. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't get that before. So peeps, the Jamaica Defense Force Chief, Rocky Mead, is calling for more army applications from Western Jamaica. Remember, peeps, normally I hear people come and say the youths them I kill them one another because them not nothing to do. Government not provide no opportunity and such. You understand what I say? The reality is that yes, will the government ever be able to provide job for every single child or every single youth in Jamaica? I don't know. Zane, is there a need for improvement in job creation and more opportunities for the youths? Definitely. But is there a situation where no opportunities at all exist for the youth? Absolutely not so. You understand what I say? And the thing is that many of these youths, them not interested in working, them not interested in nothing going to make them sweat, apart from go party, go floss, and dash a champagne. You understand what I say? And I keep going back to this. And yes, the police force and the military is not the solution for everybody. It is not the career that everybody is interested in. However, every single year that I can recall, where the Jamaica Police, where the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force has gone on recruitment drive, they have come up short of the number of persons they wanted to recruit. Yet still, we have a discourse that continues that says there are no opportunities. Not there for the youths them. What the youths them are going to do? But every year, the Jamaica Constabulary Force in their recruitment drive come up short. And every year, the Jamaica Defense Force in their recruitment drive come up short. So then, it begs the question, what the youths them really want? Because, yes, and let me clear this again. I am fully aware of the fact that many persons will say, and everybody want to go to the police force and the military. But if I hear them say a joining man clutch off a straw can't say a joining man, you know. But if a youth sit down in my yard and not do nothing, you cannot tell me that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is not a viable option or the Jamaica Defense Force is not a viable option. Because the reality is this. These two institutions can further your development and your growth. So if you want to do something else, then use the JCF or the Jamaica Defense Force as a stepping stone. You understand? There are possibilities that you can further your studies and your education while serving in the JCF or the JDF. So this notion about not available is really and truly crap. I have said that many times and I'll say it again. Yes, the JCF and JDF cannot provide the opportunity for everybody. But many of the youths who will sit down and will complain and find excuses for can't go enlist in the military or join the Jamaica Constabulary Force. But they look around over here now. So Chief of Defense Staff for the Jamaica Defense Force, Lieutenant General Rocky Mead, is calling for more persons in Western Jamaica to apply to serve in the military. As the 2nd Battalion, Jamaica, and on the screen here is Lieutenant General Rocky Mead. As the 2nd Battalion Jamaica Regiment is now based in St. James. So there is a base for or arm of the JDF that is located now in St. James. So you have up by Newcastle, you know the headquarters is Up Park Camp. You have Moneygh, I know you have St. James. It says it is also my hope that through the permanent presence of the JDF in Western Jamaica, yeah, we will begin to see increased numbers of applicants from Western parishes. That would be nice. The young people from Western Jamaica also have significant contributions to make as we continue to build the force. I am therefore depending on the men and women of the 2nd Battalion to encourage the youngsters to come out and join us. Me that appeal. And yes, many persons who resides in the West would say, I don't really want left Western Jamaica to go to Kingston to become a part of the JDF. Now that excuse can throw away now because there is a base for the Jamaica Defence Force located in St. James. You understand? So the people when I talk about me can't bother go town, like, don't forget about the excuses, man. And become a productive member of the Jamaican society. And stop walk around and get involved in all sort of crap. Zin, so the chief of staff was speaking at the official opening of the JDF's new barracks in Providence, St. James, last week, well, on Tuesday. So the new facility forms part of a 2-phase project valued at some $1.6 billion to provide accommodation for members of the 2nd Battalion, Jamaica Regiment, whose operations have been relocated from Upper Camp to St. James. And there's some people say the government now spend no money to fight crime. I guess this is probably a reference that could be made. And that is not the truth either. Is the government spending enough money? Probably not. Are they spending the money wisely? Maybe not. But are they spending money? Of course. Last year, a number of vehicles were bought for the JDF, the JCF and the JDF. I remember 2 new brand helicopters were added to the fleet over by Air Wings at the JDF. I think 2 new Coast Guard vessels were added to the fleet for the JDF Marine and the JDF Coast Guard, as well as a long-range surveillance aircraft. Plus, a whole heap of other things I want to know about. You understand what I say? So the reality is that it is really and truly unfair when we get up and broad brush and say the government now do not fight crime. Is the things that are being done adequate? Then that is a different discussion. Zane, are we being as efficient as we should be or could be? Then that's a different conversation. Are we evolving with the times and using the technological advancements available to fight crime? Then that's another discussion. But to just get up and say the government now do nothing, yeah, it is always so easy to blame the government. You understand what I say? Without looking at the facts and looking at the reality that exists. You see me? So, sure, a lot more needs to be done. A lot more has to be done. But we can't just get up and wholeheartedly, without the facts, say the government now do nothing to fight crime. Saying that is really and truly would be unfair. Saying, do we need to do more? Absolutely. Are the methods that we are currently employing the best methods to get the results that we are seeking? Maybe not. So we need to be fair when we are make these pronouncements and take out the politics out of it and take out the emotions out of it and call a spade a spade. Blessings to the person there who just dislike the stream. Manners. Blessings. Blessings for me right hand. Which are we there now, peeps? So you know, so $1.6 billion is being spent to establish a home base for the 2nd Battalion, Jamaica Regiment in Providence, St. James. So the initial, probably me need to go down there and do a one video to you know. The initial phase of the project, which is accompanied by a price tag of just over $700 million. I'm kind of refresh my local background here, so cause I have some more things, you know. You know what I mean? Boom, so. Zane, and these vehicles that you're seeing, because they actually had a road march. That is the 2nd Battalion in St. James. I think it was yesterday. So it was a show of force, really. So it is showing people in St. James and Western Jamaica that the military is now permanently present in that side of the island. And as such, they will be able and equipped to respond to any developments that require their response. So I think that was a good thing as well. Zane, so the 700 million phase 1 involves land reclamation, the construction of a two-story accommodation building and sewage treatment system to house 264 persons. And the second phase, which is to cost $900 million, is to involve the construction of a second two-story building to accommodate a further 264 members of the Jamaica Defence Force. So me disclose that the JDF is also to build out a facility in Mount Pelier in St. James. So along with Providence in St. James, they are also looking to build a second location in Mount Pelier, St. James, to house training grounds and long-term headquarters for the 2nd Battalion. This is a move that I really and truly like, and I think it is a step in the right direction. Yeah. So he said, while we are anchoring the 2nd Battalion in Western Jamaica, this is but one of the locations that we hope to have the 2nd Battalion anchored. We are hoping to build out as well as in Mount Pelier, where we have sufficient lands to establish the long-term headquarters of the Western Command and significant training grounds. That is important. Seeing because them can't just left Mobile come a town country and every time up a Newcastle or down a Manning. We are also looking to establish locations in other western parishes. One down a Westmoreland would be good. Up a Grange there, that's what them need it. You understand? So I suggest too now. We are also looking to establish other locations in western parishes, he said. And he also thanked stakeholders including contracting partners, West Indies Home Contractors, which is Wiccan, for their commitment to delivering quality construction within the agreed time frame. So that is good. You understand what I say? So kudos to the defense personnel who would have deemed it fit to have a regiment of the Jamaica Defence Force located out west. As I said, they would also, well, they are suggesting that they're also considering other western parishes. I think Westmoreland would be a good starting point. So, well done. And before we move on, all the youngsters in Western Jamaica who are currently unattached, the Jamaica Defence Force is an amazing opportunity for you to become a productive member of this country, contributing wholesomely to its development and also being able to provide for yourself and your family. You understand me? I say it is okay in your minds to get involved in illicit activities, lottery scamming and guns for drugs and all of this. But you will be spending your life looking over your shoulder. There will be no peace of mind. You will have to go live in a bush and run up and down from people. Why not take an opportunity that costs you absolutely nothing to become a productive member of this country? I would encourage the young men out west to actively look at becoming a member of the Jamaica Defence Force. Yeah? Dexter Fremantle, thank you so much, my brother, for the contribution. I really and truly appreciate the gesture. Zane Rich Kid said, JDA populating St. James, a good move, a step in the right direction. Agree 100%, Rich Kid. You understand what I say? 100% in agreement with that. It can't hurt. Zane, and not only that, Rich Kid, as we are saying now, it is also providing the opportunity or the possibility for unattached youths in Western Jamaica to now join the JDF. That is even more important than actually having the JDF out west, in my opinion. So that is it. So now, peeps, this is something that I would have spoken to on a number of other streams in the past, and I think I will also have to address in the future. As again, we have many Jamaicans, well-thinking Jamaicans, educated Jamaicans, well-off Jamaicans, poor Jamaicans who are involved in bank fraud, credit card fraud, and all manner of fraud. So I will detail now a series of activities that these persons would have been involved in and the implications that they have had and will continue to have on Jamaicans. And it's not many of the persons who watch this channel actually watch this channel from the United States, Britain, and Canada in the diaspora, Cayman and Trinidad also. And we have a number of persons in Jamaica. But the reality is that even though many of the viewers are not currently residing in Jamaica. Many of you guys would have still had active bank accounts in Jamaica. Many of you are sending money to bank accounts in Jamaica on a regular basis. Many of you, when you come home to visit, you use your bank accounts that are in Jamaica, and you also have family members and friends who have active bank accounts in Jamaican banks. And as such, this is something for everybody. Zane, and the reality is that these things will really and truly continue for a very long time, as many persons are more inclined to simply pressure poor people, for want of a better term. I'm searching for something, I'm not finding it. Okay. Zane? Yeah, so the gentleman behind me, his name is Mr. Parchment. I soon tell you exactly who he means. You understand? Alright. So $750 million bank fraud. Racket surge as most scammers go unpunished. The Jamaican law enforcement and justice system appears incapable of clamping down on wide-scale fraud that caused domestic banks and other financial institutions to hemorrhage some $750 million in 2018. Though nearly 3,400 alleged cases have been reported to the police fraud squad from 2013 to 2018, data from the JCF indicate that the conviction rate lags arrest. I couldn't tell you that. With only 115 persons found guilty out of 1,029 held for various rackets. So, I could do the maths. Over the past 5 years, 3,400 cases have been reported. Zin? In that, 1,029 persons would have been arrested in connection with these reports. And out of the 1,029, only 115 of those persons would have been convicted and sentenced. And even with a conviction rate of 10%, more than half of the 115 convictions, some 62 over the 5 years, took place only last year. So out of the 115, out of the 1,029 since 2013 to 2018, I hope I'm not confused. Only half of that, more than half, would have only been prosecuted in 2018. I suppose I'm saying better late than never. In 2015-2016, the fraud squad secured 3 convictions. All told, according to police data, 3 normal convictions. Arrest 2 lags reports, more than 50%. So you get 100 reports and only less than 50 persons are arrested. So in the 5 years to 2018, there were 1,982 reports of regular fraud with 900 arrests. Well, 904. So more than 1,000 of those arrests, or those reports never accompany any arrests. Alright? Watch this now. But you see, there's an issue, and you come back to resources again. Zane? But the Duke Street based fraud squad, Zane, said that it is highly under-resourced and understaffed, with fewer than a dozen investigators tasked with tackling fraudsters across much of Jamaica. And we have to pause and address that, peeps. You understand what I say? We would have spoken here to former member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Sergeant Kevin Watson, the noble cop. Would have also spoken recently with active member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Corporal Kevin Gray. And those 2 persons stated that, because for me, corruption is the biggest problem in the JCF, but those 2 men stated that the lack of resources is the major issue affecting the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And we see that situation now where fraud occur left, right, and center. And the fraud squad, that department of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, they are saying here it is severely understaffed and under-resourced, with fewer than 12 investigators tasked with tackling fraudsters across the entire 14 parishes. So not even one per parish, less than a dozen. So how then as a country we aim to arrest the proliferation of fraud in this country, when in a country with 14 parish we have less than 12 investigators with the expertise to investigate fraud? Kobe best fan, blessings family, really and truly appreciate the contribution, Blessings every time. A long time I see the one here then, I hope everything alright. See him? No. Boy, I could deal with this. And even with negligible manpower, officers there are sometimes redeployed to other security duties, such as zones of special operations and state of emergencies in Western Jamaica. So less than a dozen people involved in investigating fraud, and those that less than 12 people are sometimes redeployed to ZOZOs and SOEs. Joke. If this information is actually correct, this is a joke. This in itself is a fraud. This in itself is a farce. This is a fallacy, really. Because you can have the fraud squad, which is based on Duke Street, that is incredibly under-resourced and incredibly understaffed with less than 12 investigators. And those investigators are sometimes redeployed to SOEs, which are, don't get me wrong, SOEs and ZOZOs have their own importance. But you cannot tell me that you have less than a dozen investigators at the fraud squad, and these investigators are sometimes redeployed, even as far as Western Jamaica. That in itself is fraud. That in itself is fraud. And then now, what else do you expect? It is obvious that the number of cases of fraud would increase, because the persons who have the skill set to track, to trace, to investigate and arrest these fraudsters are being sent to ZOZOs and SOEs, when starting from day one they were fighting against the odds because of lack of resources and lack of numbers. But this is Jamaica to rotted. Anti-fraud expert at the Jamaica Bankers Association, which is this man on the screen, Lloyd Parchment, has attributed the low conviction rate for fraud here to the ambivalence of officialdom to white-collar crime. The justice system does not recognize fraud as a very important area of criminal activity. They do not treat it seriously. We in the banking sector have continuously been pressing the justice system to recognize fraud for what it is, because we are contending that fraud and money gained from fraud is fueling more serious hardened criminal activities that the system isn't looking into. Because if a man make all of money through fraudulent means, then they know in Jamaica, the moment some people start make some money, them start buy guns. It's just a Jamaican thing it look like. The moment some man start make it, them start wreck it. The moment some man start see some money, them start view shows. Because is the thing after you make it or start make it, have to buy guns. Like, me not get that. You see me? So the reality, as Mr. Parchment is saying here, is that if we continue to turn a blind eye on white collar crime, then the reality is that hardened criminals and criminal activity are really and truly intertwined and intermingled and intermingled with the whole fraud thing. Because the man them gonna use the money for buy guns. The man them gonna use the money for order it, and so Ah boy. They are just seeing fraud as a type of white collar, no victim. The bank money is insured anyway thing. So he must say, so the government view it. So he must say they are seeing it as a benign type of white collar crime. Not of importance. Because there is no victim of thought as in a physical victim. But there must always be a victim because of people money, they must siphon off. But yeah, the money insured. The bank money is insured anyway. So that's how we look at it. And attempts by the banking sector leaders to engage with the Justice Ministry have been lukewarm, Parchment added. Although 551 fraud cases were reported to the fraud squad in 2018, Parchment noted that industry leaders had little confidence that serious results would come out of these investigations. Me see where them defraud the commissioner of police. You understand? We had a guy recently who reaped millions of dollars in fraudulent funds from the banking industry through debit card frauds. And when we managed to engineer his arrest and he was brought to court, he immediately pleaded guilty, Parchment recounted. He was slapped with a $200,000 fine. This is a man who make millions of dollars in illegal gains, you know, and he was only made to pay $200,000. He then went and stole the money from a customer's account to pay the a man who was allegedly the mastermind behind the stealing of millions of dollars from customers' accounts was arrested, charged, brought in front of the courts. He immediately pleaded guilty and was charged, fined $200,000. You know where him get the money from for pay the $200,000? Him go scam it out of Smarty bank account. It did not even come out of his pocket. And he is back working the next day and continue to work right now. I have the evidence of that because we have the camera system. The backlog of cases is reportedly causing fraud victims to lose interest in making or following up reports to the fraud squad. Because there are so many fraud cases because less than a dozen people in the fraud squad. So it means when a man thief my money, it becomes so frustrating to file a report and get justice in due course. That me just say no, I can't bother with this. You understand what I say? A businessman with whom the persons who did the article spoke to revealed that a report to the fraud squad in early 2018 had still not been investigated more than a year later, having checked with personnel there recently. So acting superintendent of police Albert Dyer, who heads the fraud squad, declined comment on claims that the fraud squad was on demand. Please understand that a growing concern is how information is sanitized and repurposed to serve a narrative that at times cannot be retracted when misinformation is communicated, said the acting superintendent of police. So we keep finding ways to go around the situation, you understand, instead of addressing the situation left, front and center. You see me I say? You see? Miss Vanessa T. Porter said Noble Cap need for go back. No sir, the Noble Cap alone can't make no change, you know. Cause as in if you had watched the stream that I interviewed him, he said that the reality teach is that when a man like me I try to make a difference, I am sideline, undermined. You understand what I say? Push on the back benches and back burners. Because I want to make a difference and be a voice of change. So me not get no earrings. You understand what I say? So the reality is that the Noble Cap alone, you need about 1,000 of him. You see me? It's just that he now would have continued to do what he did in the best way that he could. But the reality is that no one man can do it. You see me? So please, that's just one part of the situation, you know. It's just one part of the situation. The next part is a 3-part thing this evening. It's like a movie, a prequel, a sequel. Then call something. Me don't know all of them. You understand? Alright. So I'm going to start with that one here. Zane, crooks hatch elaborate card fraud schemes. And listen what I go on and peace. Me I share all of them things in a detail for myself and for everybody watching the stream and everybody watching the stream, friends and family. Because these things have the potential to affect us. Because when the man them go after people, them no matter who you be. But tell them say the man them defraud. The man them clone, the commissioner of police, credit card. Say if the man them buy all manner of things, car and full set of rims and pay a school fee and all sort of things. Say if the man them can scam the commissioner of police, who is me and who is you? So I could pay attention in the class. Crooks hatch elaborate card fraud scheme. Even as credit and debit card fraud increases in Jamaica, incidence of the crime is massively underreported, with a banking anti-fraud experts educated estimate of 5,000 victims a year being almost tenfold the 551 reported. So this expert is suggesting that last year we had 551 reports. But this person is suggesting that the real figure is somewhere in the region of 5,000 Jamaicans. The industry is finding it increasingly difficult to curb electronic fraud in Jamaica, with schemers graduating from inserting reading and skimming devices in ABMs to paying sales clerk at merchant outlets as little as $10,000 daily to lift information from customers' debit and credit cards. So the man them used to put the additional keypad over the keypad at the ATM and put lookout cameras and them things. The man them done with them something. Yeah, the man them are done. The man them are now paying sales clerk at merchant outlets as little as $10,000 daily to lift information from customers' debit or credit card. And the man them can't do that because a man can make $1 million in a day. Say if him pay somebody $10,000 to lift some information, then that is minuscule to what him can earn after him get the information, you know. Then we know that in the case, especially of a debit card, if they capture your information and they use it to create a clone of your card, that by itself cannot be used to gain access to your account. They will need your PIN, but they also have means and ways of capturing your PIN, said Lloyd Parchment, which is the same gentleman who did up on the screen. Yeah? Zane, and he's a fraud prevention manager. Zane, sales clerk are equipped. Sales clerk, you think they're easy there? You understand? Them not easy. You understand? Yeah. Sales clerks are equipped with skimming devices that capture information at a swipe. Sorry guys. Sales clerks are equipped with skimming devices that capture information at a swipe. These devices can store the information of about 3,000 customers in a given day. When customers let their guard down, extracting the PIN or personal identification number is even easier to be captured. You can't just look at somebody and say, oh, that person look honest. You can't do that anymore. Recognizing what is happening in the environment, you have to mistrust everybody. So, at the restaurant, at the gas station, at the supermarket, Parchment said. We have had cases recently where pizza delivery bike riders were tendering a device to you when you seek to pay for your pizza that you ordered and they deliver it. They tender a device to you which looks like the ordinary point of sale PIN pad and the ordinary point of sale machine. And the turnout, if it is a fraudulent device that is capturing your card information and your PIN, and it turns out, yeah? The use of dummy point of sale machines to skim customers' information is a rising, troubling trend. Parchment said, yo, the man them no easy. Let me say the man them no do. The man them no easy, family. You understand? The man them a deal with the thing away. Bruh. You see me? Man them a deal with the thing away. Watch out now. Typically, how it operates is that you go to a restaurant or wherever, and there's a collusive staff, and you tender them the card, and they give you this machine. They swipe the card and ask you to enter your PIN. Boom, enter your PIN. You enter your PIN, and of course, it won't work in terms of conducting the transaction because it is a dummy. It is not connected to the bank's network at all, but it captures your information. The anti-fraud expert said the sales clerk generally suggests that the point of sale machine is not connecting and offer to try another. This is just to lull you in a false sense of security because you don't realize that something has taken place. According to statistics obtained from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, point of sale fraud was the second most prevalent type of electronic fraud committed locally in 2018, while ABM fraud is the most. Yeah, it has been happening a lot, and it still continues to happen. What the fraudsters start to do now is that instead of buying them online and bringing them in, they are going around and stealing the bank's mobile point of sale machines and rigging them. Parchment said. Ah boy. So peeps, we hear about merchant sales clerks being paid off. We hear about cloning cards. It thing gets serious, you know. Sure, your thing gets serious. Rental accounts and check scams rock banks. You what kind of account, Mr. People? Rental account, you know, like you rent a car or you rent one DVD, man, I rent them bank account. Jamaica's commercial bank and businesses have been rocked by a swirling check fraud racket in which criminals rent accounts from customers and execute transactions. You have to take bad things but joke in a piece, but I tell you the truth I God love, cause you know what they got. Peeps, the man them a rent bank account. See in Javan, big up yourself, bro. You understand me I say? Kobe said it's risky to carry around large sums of cash. That is true. Just try to walk with the cash where you need, bruh. And if you have to use a car, just try to be vigilant here, so you know what thing go. See, watch me now, peeps. According to fraud prevention expert, the same umbrella, Light Parchment, see? The fraudsters recruit account holders through a process which in the industry they call account rental. Say any update on the golden ticket promotion? No, my friend, not at this point in time. The only information that I have is the information that I would have placed in the video. I have tried to reach out to the operator of the place, you know my name, Zane Evan sent. I have not received any response since, so I don't know. So I'm gonna have no more information on that. Sorry about that though. Zane? No. They come to you and for a fee, they take possession of your debit card and your account information. And then they lodge a forged check to it. And if the forgery succeeds, meaning that the bank doesn't pick up the forgery within the prescribed time, they then draw the money. He said, persons are often recruited through social media. Social media is the death of us. Now see a word, blessings. See? Social media is the death of us. And are paid to go and open these accounts. The fraudsters then withdraw the money at an ABM. You see the persons who are renting them account, then they should be charged jointly with these persons. It is a big thing in the industry right now. The ballooning racket has targeted all commercial banks. Zin? So Parchment, which is the expert here, have confirmed that there was a surge in the incidents of check fraud. He said printers were implicated in the scheme, with fraudsters using sophisticated technology reproducing check leaves that were, to the naked eye, an identical match to those issued by banks, even with similar security features. Coconut Jobs, blessings my friend for the contribution. Appreciate that. Yeah, say sad thing, the clerks may lose their life if they do not comply with the criminal. I say, no, I don't really think so. I don't think a criminal walk up to you and tell us, yo, you have to do this. I think it's a financial situation. Zane and through greed, they accept it. That I could be wrong, Coconut Jobs, but I suspect that these persons are friends. Zane, it's a economic thing. It's a business thing. I don't know that a man gonna force you to copy people information, credit card and debit card information, and your life is at stake. I would not want to think that is the case. But I could be wrong. And obviously you could also be right. So we're not sure still. You understand? Watch me now, peeps. And peeps, want to pay attention, you know, because you see sometimes when you go to school and the one time we gaze in our class at the thing when the teacher say company exam, you know have to be careful. Watch me now. Fraudsters don't even try to steal checkbooks anymore. They get a sample and they manufacture their own check leaves. The fraud prevention expert noted that another emerging trend was the theft and use of credit cards. The theft and use of credit cards, not new, but listen to the problem now. The theft and use of credit cards before they were even mailed out to customers. So imagine you apply. Ah boy. Imagine you apply. Mr. Rebel say I'm sure it's a big man. It's always somebody in a bank you know about him. And hold on there. I'm glad they bring up that. We are talking about a little thing. Watch it now. Imagine you apply for a credit card, my friends, and your application is approved. And said bank say, boom, so we are mail out the credit card to you now. You only need to pin it and activate it. But long before you get that credit card would have been maxed. And when you get that credit card, you don't even use it yet. You get a card from the bank or a notification say your credit card has been maxed out. Think about it. Zin? Watch out now, peeps. Watch out now. Most banks generally utilize the service of post office to distribute their cards, although some have revised policy, mandating customers to collect cards in branch. They, the fraudsters, then recruit persons on the inside to assist them to activate the card, and then they use them. That has been happening. While he admitted that some bank staff were involved in the fraud rackets, Parchment sought to assure that they are either fired or turned over to the police depending on the bank's policy. It is very attractive when you are earning X per month in terms of salary, and the fraudster offer you that every week. So your earning, say, as a banker, I don't know how much banker earn. So say them earn 70 grand a month. And you are make that in a week to provide some man with some information. Some people can't resist the urge there. Some people yeah light up when them see the dollar sign. And me gonna add another dynamics to this banking thing, you know. But we soon come. I would have spoken about it before. But me I talk about it again. I could finish this essay. He noted that the individuals whose names these cards were sent are oftentimes not aware of the use of their credit card until they get a bill or a call from the bank to say that they have exceeded their limit. You understand me? I say, can you imagine that? Eh? And peeps, I want to take this seriously. There are many instances in Jamaica where persons have been killed or robbed or attempted robbery would have taken place, where people would have gone to the bank to conduct business transactions and somebody inside the bank call and tell them friend, say X person just do X in the bank and them have X on them and them live X place, and by the time the people them reach home of them yard, they are held up and robbed and in sometimes instances killed. Can you imagine that? You work hard for your money. You work hard for the money and then you go to the bank to do transactions. Somebody in the bank is a criminal with criminal associates and criminal friends. Call them criminal associates and criminal friends for the hit of the day. And you are held up and robbed. And in some instances, you lose your life over your own honest bread where you will sacrifice for work. Me don't trust people. Big up to the person who just dislike a stream again. Look at me, I mash up on a business. Ah boy, peeps, you have to be careful out the road there. You understand? It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. Boy, Dante, that in a situation like this, you only have to try to be careful here, brother. I hope your number don't get called. You understand? Hope your number don't get called. Sometimes the people them run where I set we up too. Sometimes the less you tell people are the best. You understand what I say? It's just a reality that. Alright, peeps. So I'm gonna just be careful out the road there, sir. So I could get into the death announcement part of the thing, you know. Man of unsound mind fatally shot after hacking his mother and nephew to death. A man said to be of unsound mind who used a machete to hack his mother and 5-year-old nephew to death was subsequently shot dead after he reportedly attacked the police with the same weapon in Marthabury, Trelawny last night. The deceased have been identified as 56-year-old domestic helper Esmeralda Gordon. Yo, the dislike squad is hot. The six them hot. Big up on yourself still. Zane, watch me now. So the deceased, so the mother of the unsound mind fellow who is now dead as well, has been identified as 56-year-old domestic helper Esmeralda Gordon. Her son, 28-year-old laborer, always a laborer, Leon White and Livon Walker, the 5-year-old, all of Marthabury. So according to police sources, about 11:30 p.m., residents heard screams coming from a house occupied by the three in the old, well, in Trelawny's capital, really. The police were summoned, well, yeah, Marthabury's old capital, I suppose. See, the police were summoned, and upon entering the house, they reportedly came under attack from the machete-wielding White. It is said that the cops took defensive action and opened fire, hitting the machete wielder. Zanes, a resident of Marthabury, said that White had waved his machete at motorists driving by earlier in the evening, and the Independent Commission of Investigation has commenced their investigation into the matter. No. Yeah, well, hold on. Hold on there. Big up Indico. Focus stage. Focus. Still blurry. I don't know how I'm going. This like them blurry up the stream. Yo, a man and him whole family look wild. See, look like I want to scam my family like. You understand what I say? Peeps. The man is reportedly a unsound man. This man would have chopped his mother to death. Chopped his 5-year-old nephew to death. Does it really require an investigation from Indicom now that he has been shot and killed by a police officer whom he allegedly attacked? I suppose I'll leave that for you to discuss. See? And thing. Indicom a come. So peeps, one of the sad stories that would have achieved national prominence recently is a sad situation where another Jamaican teen, well, I mean, she's British born, but she's really and truly Jamaican in a sense, as her father is Jamaican. 17-year-old Stefika Campbell was found in a cane field with her face bashed in and her throat slashed. On Monday, after she went missing on Saturday, the police would have arrested a taxi driver after the young lady's body was found. But reports are now that that taxi driver has been released without being charged. Miss Anne-Marie Lindsay said, teach them don't have Bellevue Hospital anymore. Yeah, man, Bellevue is still open, Miss Lindsay. Zane? Can be held in relation to Stefika Smith's killing release. As a matter of fact, this today was the funeral service of 80-year-old Shantae Skyers. Teacher, big up yourself, bro. Sean Simpson, blessings. And I had intentions of going to that funeral, but it never worked out. So yeah, I don't know. So we had Stefika, we have Shantae Skyers, 80-year-old, 11-year-old Trisha Morris, 17-year-old Stefika Smith, a 17-year-old up by Above Rocks who was attacked, beaten, and raped. She's in hospital, unable to walk, suffering from seizures and thing. I don't know. The Clarendon police are reporting that the taxi operator who was taken into custody in relation to the murder probe into the death of 17-year-old Stefika Smith has been released. The man who was detained after the discovery of the teen's body last week will, however, remain under investigation despite being out of custody. He was released on Friday after his attorney made a habeas corpus application in court. As a matter of oil, my son telling you, which resulted in the police being required to charge the person of interest or release him. Zane, so he was released on Friday. As a matter of fact, on Thursday I was at work and a message came in on the channel phone. I never know the number, so we asked and reenter. The persons said that they are familiar with the young lady and them know the family and stuff. The person also sent me a picture with 3 men on the picture and said that teach them man are responsible for the little girl death and want you post it on YouTube. But me I say, we don't do things, so me I explain to the general, I say, we don't really work like that still. If the police have not released a name and verify it, there's nothing what me can do. legal implications, and just out at the right and wrong of the thing. You understand what I say? Zane and something. He also provides some more information. I mean, know which we share right as a right now either. You understand? But no, the long and short of that, I would have also spoken to the young lady's brother, and he would have said that the investigation is at a delicate stage, and if anything becomes available, he would be more than happy to speak to us about it and stuff. You understand what I say? So we kind of reason with him, and boy, I want to know, express condolences to him and the family and stuff. You know what I think? See him? So right now, I don't know what the situation is. Mars Mara, blessings family, really and truly appreciate the contribution. Blessings every time. You understand? Romare say, I swear Bellevue lockdown. Nah man, Bellevue is still in operation, man. You see me? So we don't really do them things if you know. You know that too, brother. You know that. You understand? So apparently the police don't have enough evidence or have evidence in which to have been in a position to lay charges against the taxi driver. So he had to be released as per the court system in Jamaica. And we have to see what go on. You follow me I say? We have to see what go on after that. Set a way star. So peeps, I'm telling you Friday night that there was a armed robbery in Mandeville where 4 masked men alleged to have entered a prominent financial institution, robbed some money, about $4 million, Zane, and then left. You understand? We see also where police in Mandeville took a gun and some ammunition from a farmer, Zane, and thing. More trouble in Mandeville again. I have never seen a woman taxi driver. Okay, cozy boy. You know, we have them, you know. I have seen about 2 or 3 in my life. But it's not a lot of them for true still. Zane? Man killed in Mandeville, drive-by shooting. A man was killed in a drive-by shooting on Smoky Street near Ward Avenue in Mandeville, Manchester, just last night. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Javon Myrie of Hanbury Road, Mandeville. According to police reports, 2 men were traveling in a motor vehicle. 2 men who were traveling in a motor vehicle opened gunfire, hitting Myrie multiple times shortly before 8 p.m. You know, say what Myrie did I do? If he did a walk somewhere, he did this somewhere and what? So the police were alerted and Myrie was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. You understand what I say? Or I don't know. Don't know what going up a Mandeville there. Mandeville is a nice place, you know. You understand what I say? Big up to the person where this like the stream again to blessings. 1 killed, cop injured, and firearm seized in gun battle in downtown. A police constable attached to the Kingston Western Police Division was shot and injured during a confrontation with gunmen on Orange Street in downtown Kingston on Saturday, May 18. So the policeman's alleged attacker was also fatally shot during the incident, and a 9mm pistol along with 4 9mm rounds of ammunition was seized. The deceased has been identified as Nicholas Henry, a 34-year-old resident of Devon Avenue in Kingston. So reports are that the policeman was part of a team of law enforcers who attempted to accost the now deceased, who was seen along Orange Street acting in a manner that aroused their suspicions. Henry reportedly opened gunfire hitting the constable. You understand? So you know from police shoot Smaddy, and the inspector at the constabulary will investigate. Also, Indicom will investigate. Just the reality of the job, you know. You understand me? I say, Miss Lorna Sawyers, good evening, mommy. How are you? Hope you are okay. Boy, I don't know. AK-47 among 7 guns seized in 24 hours. You understand? And 4 alleged robbers among 11 persons arrested. So it was kind of a productive weekend for the police as well. 7 guns, a whole heap of guns. Good evening, Auntie. 6 illegal firearms, well, 7 still, but the reporter says 6 because the one year before them find one next gun. Including an AK-47 assault rifle and 47 rounds of ammunition, were seized in separate incidents in Kingston, St. Andrew, and Manchester in 24 hours. According to the police, 11 people, including 4 alleged robbers, have been apprehended in connection with the weapons. Their names are being withheld pending further investigation. I don't know that already. So the AK-47 rifle, loaded with 19 rounds of ammunition, was reportedly found by members of a joint police military team in an abandoned building in Ashoka Road in Kingston shortly after midday yesterday. Friday, I think, that happened. Zane? 4 hours later, according to the Kingston Eastern Police, a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with 12 rounds of ammunition was found at premises located on the Aguilar Road in Rockfort. The police say one man was taken into custody, and arrangements are being made for him to be interviewed in the presence of his attorney. The Hunts Bay police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the seizure of a third firearm, a 9mm pistol, in an area known as 33 Lane in Kingston. One man was apprehended in connection with the weapon. The St. Andrew North police say 2 firearms and several rounds of ammunition were seized and 4 men apprehended following a reported robbery in Russell Heights. So the Constant Spring police reports that a team was on patrol in the area when they got information about a robbery in progress. According to the police, a Toyota motor car fitting the description of the getaway vehicle, here says a Probox, Zane, was quickly intercepted. The police say during a search of the vehicle and its occupants, a 9mm pistol with 6 rounds of ammunition and a Sig Sauer pistol was also seized. Well, the Sig Sauer had 6 rounds of ammunition were seized. The other firearm, also a 9mm pistol, was found during a search of a motor car along Caledonia Road in Mandeville again. And 4 men and 2 women were taken into custody in relation to that seizure. So well done to the police officers. Well done to the security forces. I mean, there are so many guns out there, but 7 and 47 rounds of ammunition and 11 arrests is something that I can work with for start. Zane? No, I never changes. You understand what I say? So this are the robbery we just talk about. 4 alleged robbers now while fleeing scene. So the police nabbed 4 suspected robbers and seized 2 firearms Friday night in Constant Spring. As I telling you before, according to the reports from the Constant Spring police station, a team of officers were on patrol in the area when they received information about a robbery in progress in Russell Heights in the parish. The lawmen said a Toyota Probox motor car fitting the description of the getaway car was intercepted about 11 p.m. Well done, officers. And the vehicle and its occupant search. I'm just telling about the gun number they find on them somewhere. See? So you know, peeps, one place out of East named 9 Miles Bullblay. A big things are going on out there. And people are run from out there, go all about the place so them can go. See? Residents fleeing 9 Miles in wake of violence. 9 Miles in Bullbay, St. Andrews is becoming a virtual ghost town. Residents have been fleeing the East Rural St. Andrew community that has been rocked by deadly intermittent violence for decades. The latest retreat came on the heels of the killing of 3 residents, including a 15-year-old Camperdown High School student, in less than 48 hours. So approximately 9:20 p.m. on Sunday, taxi operator 33-year-old, so that last week Sunday, Jermaine Wintoff, a 10 miles address, was standing on Greenvale Road when 2 men armed with guns opened fire, hitting him multiple times. Wint was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Another man was also shot and injured. Yeah? So that was a Sunday. On Monday, approximately 8:50 p.m., 55-year-old bar operator Garland Reese and 15-year-old student Javon Morris were shot and killed meters away from the spot of the previous day's killing. According to the Elliston Road Police, Morris and Reese, who operates the bar at home, were home when a man ordered an item. Shortly after, explosions were heard. They were both later found suffering from gunshot wounds and subsequently taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Hours later, the body of 49-year-old Owen Chung of Taylorland, 9 Miles, who was reported missing last Friday, was found in the community. Chung's decomposed body was discovered about 5:30 p.m. Tuesday in a shallow grave. The police said that the body had bullet wounds. Wow. So a resident who was interviewed said them left Monday night and them now go back home. You understand? The resident confirmed that a number of other residents have fled the community and urged the security forces to act swiftly to quell the gang war that has been plaguing the community. I'm not talking about next Monday or Wednesday. I'm talking about now, the residents stressed. It is going to get worse. When you see them start killing women and children, it is getting worse, said the resident who described the sleepless nights he experienced as a result of the violence while growing up. Ah, boy. Meanwhile, a source close to the incident said that hours before Reese was killed, she called Morris's basketball coach and instructed him to send the teen home early because of the recent flare-up of violence. The source revealed that Reese was very concerned about the 8th grade student's safety, given that he would have to walk past the area where Wint was murdered. Him is not a troublemaker, him just love basketball. Him normally come from school about 7:45 p.m. When him reach home, she said to him, "How you come home so late and you know where I go on?" Zane, me go start come for you, she said. On Freeze, the source said she was not confrontational and stayed out of people's way. She will lie down in her bed and sleep all day. She don't trouble people, the source said. Ah boy, I don't want to read them about this story. Too much, it's too long too. You understand? So out of 9 miles right now, I get empty. Because people them are left plenty. As some fools out the guns are empty. You see me? You know what thing go. I don't know. St. James man and woman held on lottery scamming charges. A man and a woman were arrested and charged after members of the lottery scam task force along with a team of officers assigned to the state of public emergency searched their home in Roehampton district in St. James. Charged with possession of identity information are 25-year-old Daniel Reed and 38-year-old Kanya Clemenson, a sales representative, both from the Roehampton district. So according to the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, a sheet of paper containing names, addresses and telephone numbers of persons living in the United States of America was found during the 6 p.m. operation. So upon further inspection, a cellular phone belonging to Clemenson was analyzed and several documents containing names, addresses and telephone numbers of persons living in the States were found in several apps located on the phone. Their court dates will be announced at a later date. So peeps, I recently spoke about a situation where the Guardian newspaper in the United Kingdom, in an article that they aim to put pressure on the UK Home Office in relation to deporting persons from the UK to countries including Jamaica, stated that 5 Jamaican men would have been killed since 2018 after being deported from the UK. 3 of them are currently on the screen. From, well, everybody know Roy Fowle in the black shirt and one British in the Eagle t-shirt. And in the middle is what brother what them call Little Wicked. See? So we see now where I have been meaning to do a video on this, but I have been searching endlessly for information in relation to when, because I never even did know so one British was once deported from the UK. When one British was deported, under what circumstances, same thing for Local Wicked, same thing for the other man them. That is what I wanted my video. I wanted information, but I don't get it. So I don't know. I probably just do the video with what I have. But the UK now is remaining strident and steadfast, saying that the moment you're in the UK and you violate certain laws, they must send you back to your yard. UK hangs tough on deportation. Some ex-cons killed after resuming career of crime, says High Commissioner. The recent killings of 5 Jamaican convicts deported from Britain have sent off alarm bells among advocacy groups in the UK. But local British authorities have remained resolute that wrongdoers will continue to be sent on a one-way ticket back to Kingston. The United Kingdom Guardian newspaper reported the concerns that human rights groups and lawyers in Britain had with the deportation of criminals being sent back to Jamaica and ended up being killed. They contend that it was a breach of Britain's human rights legislation and a double punishment for the deportees, pointing to Jamaica's high murder rate of more than 40 murders for every 100,000 people living in Jamaica. Among those who have been killed are Owen Clark, O.C. Fatherfall or Royfall, 62-year-old, of the British link-up crew, who was shot and killed by armed men on February 23, 2019, up at Kencut there. Dwayne Robinson, 37, also known as Little Wicked, even at the middle. Yeah, well, you know how they must. Okay, you understand what I say? Murdered on March 4, 2018. What I have gathered so far from Little Wicked is that he was also listed as a person as one of Jamaica's most wanted men one at a time for one murder of one lady and something. See? So that is Dwayne Robinson, 37-year-old, known as Little Wicked, murdered on March 4, 2018. Think he was shot and killed in a bar somewhere downtown side. Alfonso Ariat, 56, also known as Wani British, also of the British link-up crew. He was killed on Mountain View Avenue on March 29th after leaving Boys and Girls Champs. Paul Mitchell, I have no photos of Paul Mitchell. So if anybody watching the stream who is from Paul Mitchell would have died in St. Mary. And there was a little curious thing about this in a piece. So that's one of the reasons I never do the video either, because the two persons who are not on the screen, Paul Mitchell and Hugh Bennett, their death was almost identical. I never know if it's the same story and things, so I never do the video. But listen to this. And if anybody in here can provide me with information, credible information as to when Little Wicked and One British were deported from the UK, Zane, I really appreciate the information. Zane? Alright, watch me now. So, the next man, Paul Mitchell, I know a picture of Paul Mitchell, 50-year-old. He was fatally stabbed on December 31st, 2018 in a grocery store where he worked. May I say that again for a reason. Paul Mitchell, 50-year-old, who was stabbed on December 31, 2018 in a grocery store where he worked. The fifth man is 48-year-old Hugh Bennett, a shopkeeper who was also stabbed to death on December 31st, 2018. As a matter of fact, the information that I gathered after I was doing my research was that both of these men were killed in the Baileysville community of St. Mary. So that is why I say, I wonder if it's the same person, they might mix them up. Because they might say one of them own a grocery store, one of them might say a shopkeeper, one was stabbed and one was stabbed and chopped. So it sounds like the same story to me. That you understand what I say? So I then love some clarification. Alright, James. But you know what I did? Alright, James, that's your word. That's your word, brother. Zane, I don't know, I never do that yet for true. You understand what I say? Him did kind of link me one time, James, and show me a little vibe still and thing. And you know what I think. See me? But that's your word, bro. Alright. Listen to this now, peeps. So that are the 5 men, and that in itself is an interesting little dynamic, 5 men who were deported from the UK at various points in time would have been killed since 2018. Since the start of 2018. So that is where the Guardian now and the human rights group are lobbying the UK Home Office to stop deport man back to Jamaica because they are being targeted on their arrival back home. However, speaking recently, Zain on the matter, High Commissioner Asif Hamad strongly defended the British government against the criticism, reasoning that the chilling crime rate in Jamaica was not a sufficient excuse to not enforce a long-held policy. Every country has a policy of deporting people who are undesirable aliens. Wow. In the sense that if they have served time in prison, the very next step is that they are deported, Ahmad said. We are talking about a situation where, under any circumstances, a person who is of Jamaican origin, after their time is finished, their only option is to return to their country of origin. The fact that the conditions here can be challenging is something that we are dealing with. Without naming any specific person, the High Commissioner alleged that convicted deportees became involved in the criminal underworld once they had returned to Jamaica, suggesting that they may have become targets of rivals. It is a direct counter to the argument that there was deep fear by deportees from Britain. So sadly, they just became a statistic of homicides in the country. You have people before they were detained in the United Kingdom were coming back quite freely. It is not like they were suddenly having to come back and face this incredible, dangerous country. What has happened to these sorts of people is that they had basically resumed the career that they have been involved with, or are paying the unfortunate price for being in dangerous activity, Ahmad suggested. How? And while maintaining that there will be no policy change, he pointed out that the United States of America sends more convicts back to Jamaica than does Britain. We are not going to be immediately changing our policy and our approach because we take steps to identify that the right people are being deported, and we are going to get increasingly better at it. Ominous. Deportation flights from the UK to Jamaica resumed in February following the Winwood scandal that hit the Theresa May administration, resulting in the then powerful Home Office Secretary Amber Rudd resigning in April of 2018. I don't really need to read no more of that still. But peeps, that's the situation. So if there's anybody here who have photos of Mr. Paul Mitchell or you, Bennett, I appreciate them. You can link me up in a many which ways. You understand all of the information in the description down below, but me also share it just the same. You understand? You can hit me up on Instagram, Zain, and you soon see the Instagram thing pop up. You understand me? I said that's something I kind of so I need to fix it. You can hit me up on Facebook as well, Zain. I don't know why that soon come up again. You can hit me up on Twitter. You follow me and say that's so far up again. And them something I'm very slow. You understand me I say? You can email me. Why that now come up? See? Boom. Yeah, you can email me. I don't know why the email now come up. You can also WhatsApp me. You know my WhatsApp number 321-6425. You see me? So all of the places there. I don't know for that video. It's an interesting little thing. You understand what I say? For what it is, really. So maybe not chat this. I have tried to contact the Guardian newspaper. I've gone as far as the Guardian newspaper. Right now on my desktop, I have one local application for the Access to Information Act. When I say even that route there because I just find it intriguing. But I never submit that yet still. So I don't know, but if I don't have no information, I know a lot of things, because I'm very well read, and somehow know, like, on the older side, I see some things and know some things. I know one thing. She's Caribbean. Thank you so much, my friend, for your generosity, thoughtfulness. Appreciate the contribution. You see me? So peeps, I would have spent a lot of time speaking about the situation surrounding former Minister of Education, Ruel Reid, in light of him being fired by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. You understand? Or him resigning if you don't prefer to work with that. Zain and all the claims and accusations that would have been made against him in relation to the Caribbean Maritime University and Othneil Lawrence and them something there. Othneil Lawrence had decided not to speak a lot, only saying that he was never contracted to CMU, but the Gleaner would have found information and pace advice where he received X amount of money for a couple of months being contracted. But I'm saying he was never an advisor to the president. But no, you must say he's an advisor. I don't know, I'm confused. But listen to this now. He said, I'm going to find him there, because some people don't know him, you know. You understand what I say? Why? How am there? Yeah, tell me some really not safe. Okay, yeah, man. What have them? So you know when I Migla at the good old Royal Reed, former senator, former minister of education, former principal at JC, I don't know the situation with that. Over there, so the mic in him and is Dr. Fritz Pinnock, president of the Caribbean Maritime University, and the man over here saying the green shirt and the jacket is Othneil Lawrence, former Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament and political caretaker for the Northwestern constituency in St. Anne. He has finally spoken. He said he feels disrespected. Former member of parliament for St. Anne Northwestern, Othneil Lawrence, has come out blazing as he finally broke his silence on allegations that he gave up being the Jamaica Labour Party's representative in the constituency for a $5.5 million contract. Lawrence, who had gone to court in 2014 to prevent a move by the Jamaica Labour Party to unseat him as a representative in the constituency, signed the contract as advisor at the Caribbean Maritime University in 2018. And 2 months later, walked away from the political post to pave the way for then Education Minister Senator Royal Reed to replace him. Now, make we stop right here so before we go any further. Because right now me feel disrespected. Because it make it look like say me a fool. This is a man who brought the Jamaica Labour Party to court to file an injunction to block attempts from the Jamaica Labour Party to have him removed. Big up to the person who dislike his stream again. To have him removed as the caretaker for the constituency. Remember, you know, in 2014, the man got court for block the JLP removing him, you know. See? But say, you know, 2 months after he signed a contract to act as advisor to the president of CMU, he walked away from the same constituency where he brought the JLP to court because he never wanted to leave. Reed was at the time the minister with responsibility for the CMU. Yo, the dislike squad is out this evening. I like how they still big up on yourself. You understand? The moment you dislike it, it means you're the dare family. You understand? I hope you don't dislike it so you think trend. A long time I don't have a trending stream, you know. So watch me now, peeps. Happy birthday, Nads NJ. Blessings. Hope you have been having a wonderful day. And hope you live to see many, many more. Alright? But Lawrence, in his first full interview since the situation was made public, said that there was no link to his decision to leave the constituency and the contract he received at the CMU. Now, raise your hand if there's anybody in the stream who is of the opinion that Mr. Lawrence would have said anything otherwise. So if you think that Mr. Lawrence would then come out and say, I walked away from the constituency because I was given a $5.5 million contract, which one of the conditions was that me leave the constituency. So if you believe, say, Mr. Lawrence would then come and tell with that, raise your hand. Alright, that being said, moving on. Alright. It is something that I deem very disappointing that anyone could consider that I would give up the people who I lived with, and represented for a decade, or that I could swap those brothers and sisters of mine for any contract. Why? Nah, man, when I... Yeah, Lawrence, me I take it. You know, see, I laugh, I think, brother. Take what personal, man. Dislike, me understand the purpose of that, you know. You understand? Our engagement, that, brother. So, if you have been here before, well, I would have spoken about that. You understand? When somebody dislikes, it is for engagement purposes, and YouTube use that also, yeah? Yeah, man. So, ready or no? The man say him feel disappointed because he would have never left the people them who him live with. James Bond, blessings in a brother. You know, I appreciate that something there. Blessings. See? Top Max say, well, $5.5 million can do teach. What you mean? Top Max, beg a $5.5 million, you know. But I appreciate it. Not to leave YouTube still, but I appreciate it. You understand? That's what we know about anyways. So that's an annual salary of $5.5 million for tell somebody sitting. Some things. I don't know. Alright. So if he couldn't do nothing, he wanna take it Top Max. Looking at it, do the maths. If that never mean nothing to him, then he wanna accept a contract of $5.5 million annually to advise the president of CMU. Alright. I could talk again. Watch it. A man said, Lawrence, as he argued that it would make no sense to give up his constituency for a contract, which makes it clear that it can be terminated at any time by either party. The decision to leave Northwest Centre came based on the fact that after losing a second election in 2016, I thought that the support at the time was very minimal from several sectors. Plus, with what had happened in the past, it was best for me to walk away. It was just a convenient time. However, there is documented evidence that said that Mr. Othneil Lawrence resisted when he learned that Ruel Reid was being positioned to take over the constituency from him. So this talk of convenience is very convenient, but I could be wrong still. You understand what I say? I could be wrong. Alright, he said that based on the respect that he was shown by the party's leadership, I'll read it again. He said that based on the respect that he was shown by the party's leadership, this time around, when it was indicated that Reid was being tipped to replace him, there was no need to enter another fight with the organization. According to Lawrence, he had made contact with the CMU and several other agencies, job hunting, long before he became aware that Reid had an interest in the seat. Okay, alright. I guess so we verify that though. Lawrence further noted that while he was state minister in the Ministry of Transport and Mining, it had control of the CMU, and he was well aware of its work and the programs it was implementing, and was confident that with his experience and training, he could add value to its work. The relationship that I have shared with the CMU is long before Mr. Reid even thought of Northwest St. Anne, and before he held that portfolio as Minister of Education, Lawrence said. The former MP said his work with unattached youth goes back many years. And his track record in St. Anne Northwestern underscored his work with youth at risk. Pointing to the declaration by the CMU head, Professor Fritz Pinnock, during last week's sitting of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, that trained teachers had been struggling to deal with at-risk youth, Lawrence argued that he was well equipped and prepared for this task. The politics has trained me a lot. But more than that, it is my whole personality. I understand their pain. I understand how things can happen coming out of certain homes. And I have been able to deal with persons who are on the verge of joining gangs and taking them out of it while putting them on a new path. Blessed brother, when the CMU told me that they wanted me to work in that area because they had failed in the past, I was able to use my experience to speak to these youths. And we are seeing some major differences. Since I have been there, I have seen close to 1,000 students participating in the CMU. We are trying to give them certification in areas such as how to deal with heavy equipment. We don't see how this is necessary still. Landscaping and other areas. We don't talk about the mandate of the CMU. And within a year, they are becoming certified and moving into jobs. No one can make me walk away from the CMU. Except the persons who contracted me. Because I am positive that I have something to contribute. I have taken this opportunity to go out and work with these youths, and I believe it is going to impact positively on Jamaica in the future, said Lawrence, who holds an associate degree in business and has operated a major financial services network on the North Coast for the past 23 years. Well done, Mr. Lawrence. We can't take that from you, though. We don't try to take that from you either. We just say, you think look away, brother. You can't fall people and talk about you feel disrespected because when people do the maths, you want to look like a particular thing. You understand what I say? With questions also surrounding his qualification for the job at the CMU, Lawrence noted that he was the first Jamaican to be elected to the executive of the Parliamentary Confederation of the Americas. When I went there, the leadership qualities that I displayed, I was elected as vice president and put in charge of the Caribbean. So it is not only the CMU which has recognized my abilities, but international parliamentarians as well. According to Lawrence, he went silent in the face of the painful allegations of the quid pro quo with Reid because he believed the leadership of the CMU should be allowed to respond first. How stately. The fact is that I am employed to an institution, and the fact of it is that there has to be guidelines. You cannot jump and respond before the people you are employed to. I had to wait until the university, which is offering excellent courses. I had to wait until the university, which is offering excellent courses. Oh, that relevant, family? Made a response before I could do any form of interviews. I sat on about 9 committees in parliaments, so I am aware of how they operate. These include the Ethics Committee, which has guided me over the years to be truthful and honest and accountable to this nation, declared Lawrence. Chapman Dora, me not choose none. So me get it, so me tell you, me not choose no side. I would have said some things, you see, but make sleeping dogs lie. You understand what I say? Let sleeping dogs lie. But the longest liver will tell, innit? So, something like that, them say. So, make we see what go on. Yeah, peeps, I that you know, there's a water shortage thing sweeping across the corporate area and St. Catherine and them things. I know I haven't addressed that as yet. I plan for do it. You know, I can't address everything every time. You understand what I say? You have to give me a little time sometime to take care of some things, to fix things. You see me? So, are them things that affect the country, you know, over a weekend, yeah? You understand? Some other things go on, but you know, we can't chat about every little thing. You see me, I pick out the salient points, the things that we think of look up importance be it positive or negative, you know, and them something there. So, I don't know. Peace, big up on yourself. Really and truly appreciate the persons who were here this evening. For the persons who are here for the first time, welcome. I really and truly appreciate your support. For the persons who are always here, really and truly appreciate the continued support. For the persons that are there for the first time, I need for us check out my second channel, Jamaica. A long time I not push that. You understand what I say? So for the people who don't know about it, Jamaica we showcase the other side of Jamaica, the sexy side, the pretty side, the beautiful side, land of food and water, nothing no shorter. You understand what I say? So go check it out. Subscribe if you appreciate the work. Zane, peace. Big up on yourself. Have a productive week. Have a wonderful week. You understand? Remain safe, stay healthy, and make some money. You understand what I say? You know what thing go. Always have something nice to drink, but if you have to drink, don't drive. If you must drive, do not drink. When you go up on the road, lower the headphone them. You understand? Separate yourself from the environment. Be observant. Be alert. People are people. People are pre-uno. You lower them Bluetooth headpiece there, because you must connect it to something. You're not connected to your belt, family. You understand me? I say, keep your phone them in your pocket or in your bag. Use them only when you need them. See, if you have to take public transportation, always try to travel in a group. If you cannot travel in a group, know the do's and the don'ts. Take the license plate number. Send it, go give somebody. Tell people where you're there. Tell people where you go. Describe the car. Describe the driver. Always follow your instinct. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. Trust absolutely no one. Walk with only the cash that you need. For the people that will love post every move. Every move I make on the top. People are watching. Nobody no need to know every second on a life, brother. And sisters. You understand me? I say the people that live them relationship in the public gonna stop living a relationship on social media statuses. You understand me? I say because when it crash and burn, people are gonna ridicule and make a fool out of. And that's gonna make it even harder for move on and recuperate and build back on life. I want to know, brother. Just love the excitement and sisters. No one no need to know certain things about your family. You feel what I say? Boy, I mean, know. Peeps, big up on yourself. I say Johnny H. I say Ruth Daly. I say Nads NJ. Happy birthday again, my friend. Mike Lewis. God favored me. Juicy J. Ellie London. Ingrid Theater. Lawless. DeAndre Small. Danny Blackhorse. Vanessa T. Porter. Dexton Freemantle. Nashe Edwards. The Royal General. Rosine Morris. Desmond Maitland. Who else in the building? Cookie mama. Cookie, big up yourself in the Empress. Who else about? She's Caribbean. DeAndre, I think me big up already, but big up yourself in the bro. You know what thing go? Ruth Daly. Gabby Myrie. I wonder if Gabby Myrie is Bujubant and that. I mean just I say, I don't know. Yeah, Diane Williams. Big up yourself in the Hobby Money. Manners and respect in the Joan Gray. Tash. Good evening, Empress. Top Max. Blessings. Who else in the building? Finar. Big up yourself in the Romario Toretto. James Bond, my brother. Manners. Barrington Hall. Carleen Vidal. Brandon Lee. Coconut Jobs. Top. GM. Gary Lawrence. Prince DeAndre the Oxygen. You understand me? I say, Dexton, big up yourself in a Father Freemantle. Blessings every time, you know. You understand me? I say, who else about? Joe Dex. Man, I say, no. I know a rich kid did about Miss Pearly Simpson, Sean Simpson, Zane Miss, Lorna Sawyers, Munchie Poo. Big up yourself in the Empress. Who else about? I not say the name them, you know, because the people them not comment, you know. You know what thing go? Peace. If you don't hear any name, I come in and see it, you know. Inferno. I know say, I know in JA reviews in the building one at a time to, you know. Miss Carlin Vidal, Judith Hicks, Alric James, Fitzroy Anderson. All of the people them, big up on yourself, you know. You know what thing, you know. Bree Taylor, Miller, big up yourself, you know. Sharm Lally, Harry Ariat, Simple Sin, Zane, me tired. Jonah Lewis, peeps. Aisha Park, big up on yourself. Dante Dan. You know what thing go, peeps. Enjoy your week soon. Friday, 7:30. Make it a date and don't be late. Don't look for it. Get book for it. You know what thing go. Walk good. Step with Jah. I'm out.